The top 3 things that you need to consider when you're hiring a criminal defense attorney are the following. First, you obviously need to have a lawyer who has the experience to handle your case, but not just experience in terms of years, but you want somebody who has handled your specific kind of case. So if you have a federal case, you need somebody who practices in federal court, not just general criminal defense. There are a lot of criminal defense attorneys that dabble in federal practice, but there are very, very few of us who have done hundreds and hundreds of cases in federal court. So I am one of those people, and it is a very, very specialized area of law. It's very different than state court, and you don't just walk in there and pretend that you know what you're doing, because there are so many layers and there are so many important pieces that non-experienced federal criminal lawyers can there's steps that they can miss, and there are pieces of the puzzle where it's so crucial that you get in front of, that you work on before you reach your probation interview, before sentencing. There's so many things that I see happen in federal court that just make me want to scream, because I see that this client could have had such a better outcome if they had had an experienced federal lawyer. The other thing that you need to look for is somebody who knows the people involved. So you want somebody who has relationships with the U.S. Attorney's Office, somebody who has relationships with the judges. And when I say relationships, I don't mean personal relationships. I mean, they've been working with them for years. They have credibility. So the Central District of California, for instance, where I do most of my cases, all of the judges and prosecutors, if they haven't worked with me directly, they know who I am. They can talk to their colleagues and say, hey, have you ever worked with Diane before? And they will hear from their colleagues that I'm great to work with, that they, I've gotten amazing results for my clients, that I will fight like hell for my clients, but that I'm nice to work with. And that's when they're going to give you a better offer, because if they are happy working with your lawyer, it's just going to be a much better experience for them. We're not going to be butting heads. We're going to be just having really effective conversations on your behalf. But you also want somebody who knows the judges and what their little quirks are, and what are the things that they are looking for at sentencing. What is it that this judge wants to hear? The number one thing: did you pay restitution? Are you remorseful? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? These are different for each judge. There are general things that all judges want to hear, but each judge, as I say, has specific quirks or predilections, things that they look at as the most important thing at a sentencing hearing. And finally, you want someone who is really going to listen to you, somebody who is going to be really compassionate. Because when you're charged with a criminal case, it is the most terrifying, or one of the most terrifying things you can go through. And I completely get that. When I was 12 years old, I was abused by somebody who was living in my house, and my mom, I could not convince her to make him leave, and I was constantly in fear. And it took me a long time to recover from that, and it was only because I was listened to, I was heard, I was supported through the healing process that I was able to get through it. And my life would look completely different if I didn't have that support. So I understand how important it is to be listened to and to be heard. And I learned great compassion during those years. I also learned what a fighter I am. And these are all things that I bring to my representation of my clients. I'm going to fight for you, and I am going to listen to you, and I am going to pour my whole heart and soul into your representation, because I understand that you are going through something that is going to change your life forever. And I never take that for granted, and I totally respect the fact that you've chosen me to represent you during this process. So if you or a loved one are charged with a federal criminal offense, please call my office. Please call me right away. It is never too early to hire an attorney. If you are under investigation, if a search warrant has been executed at your home or at your business, or if you have been charged with a federal criminal offense. My contact information is in the description below. Thank you for watching.